Okay, you can go. And start talking.
Okay, so for actors for this, we're going to need people from the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc. So for Western Bloc, we have the obvious ones. We have America, we'll put in England, we'll put in France. I don't know what else we'll probably need. But Eastern Bloc, of course, we need Russia and China, the big veto people, so that we have people who are going to be in favor of intervention, people who are against intervention. And I think if we have that kind of opposition, that'll be really the heart of the debate, and that's where we're going to get a lot of that conflict, a lot of that interaction. So, how does that sound?
I don't know, it sounds good. We need to start thinking about who else was going to be in the Security Council.
Right. Nate?
Hi.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, you can move that. Alright, you guys can go.
Okay, so for the crisis, we're going to need people from the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc, or there's going to be no conflict in the room. Okay? So we'll have Western Bloc actors like the United States, we'll have England, we'll have France, and then on the other side of the aisle, we'll have people from the Eastern Bloc, say Russia, China, especially because with that veto power, that'll make it some pretty interesting debate, I hope. On that, of course, we'll have some smaller countries, but I think most of the conflict is going to come through the interaction between those five. Is there anybody else you think we should be putting in?
Well, aside from just the regional actors, I can't really think of anybody who would have a vested interest within the conflict.
Sure, of course. And we'll have people from Mali. We'll have representatives from a lot of those border countries. Nate?
Yeah, that's it. Right. Yeah.
Great.
Alright, you can go.
Teach me.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so for the Mali issue that we're dealing with, we're going to need people from a Western Bloc and an Eastern Bloc to get some conflict going into debate, right? So for the Western Bloc, we're obviously going to need the United States, France, England, and then on the Eastern Bloc, we'll have Russia and China. I think we should also probably include Mali in the group, give them some representation, and also have some countries that border Mali, just in case any conflict that's going on within it, if that were to spill over into the border nations, that can be a whole other part of the debate that we go into. Going off of that, we can have that either be, arms trading, organ trafficking, really whatever we want to do, just so long as it makes the issue an international one instead of just internal in Mali. How does that sound to you?
I like it, yeah. We probably want to focus more on the terrorism aspect, though.
Sure. That's a good point. Nate,
Yes.
what do you think about that?
81 would be good.
Great.
You can go.
Okay, so this issue, as you guys know, is going to be happening in Mali. And to have some really good debate going on, I think we're going to need people from a Western Bloc and an Eastern Bloc. So from the Western Bloc, we'll obviously have the United States, we'll have England, we'll have France, and then for the Eastern Bloc, we'll have Russia, we'll have China, the big veto powers. And then we'll have some smaller countries to support them, just so we have some other people being pulled in on the topic. We'll have Mali in there to get some representation for them. And I think we also want some nations that border Mali. So just in case, we want the conflict to spill over and we want to see how that would play into it. And we can have that be really anything that we would want. We could have it be, organ trafficking, arms trafficking, whatever we want to get into, just so long as it's enough of an issue to make it an international one as opposed to just a national one. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. It'll make an interesting debate.
Great. And Nate?
Yeah, you were genius. Perfect, yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, so as you guys know, the conflict that we have is going to be going on in Mali. And we're going to need a Western Bloc and an Eastern Bloc, to get some good debate going on in the room. For the Western Bloc, we have, England, USA, France, and then for the Eastern Bloc, we have Russia and China, the big veto powers. On top of that, we'll have some smaller nations on each side to, involved in the debate. I think we should also have Mali in there, and then some countries that border Mali. So then if the conflict within the country were to spill out across the borders, that's a good way to make it an international issue. And the kind of conflict we have could be anything from arms trading, organ trafficking, really whatever we want to get into. I think that's really it. If you know, have any thoughts on that?
It's good. It's good.
Nate?
Yeah, that is a great idea. This is actually in charge. Yeah, very good.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.